look, it's a tough decision for Biden. You know, we all know that his son wanted him to run, but you know, he's got pressing family issues. In fact, it's very similar to what he had to face when he was a 29-year-old freshman senator. You know, only this time it's his daughter-in-law and grandchildren instead of his own, you know, family, you know, direct family. So we'll see what happens, you know.
Well, they're saying that the loss of his son took heavier toll than they thought it would on him, and making him think twice before he does anything, or 3 times instead of twice.
Well, that certainly makes a lot of sense, you know. I mean, he's got responsibilities as a grandparent, you know, and as a father-in-law, not to mention to his, you know, his son and daughter, you know. And, of course, his wife has, you know, has to weigh in also.
Okay, hold on.
Biden, so it's not an easy decision for him to make.
Okay, hold on. We got another caller. Hello. You there, caller?
Well, that certainly makes a lot
Hello, caller.
I mean, he's got responsibilities as a grandparent, you know, and that's me. A father-in-law.
Wait, you guys are very low. Mark, hold on.
You know, son and
Adam?
You know,
hello?
Of course, his wife has,
Mark.
What?
You're fading away.
Also, you know, Biden, so, what was that? Not an easy decision for him to make.
Hello?
Adam, how are you? Mark, I said you're fading away. I don't know what's going on.
I hear myself in the background. I don't know. It's like it's repeating what I already said.
Yeah.
What are you hearing? Are you hearing double also, Adam?
Well, my radio was I had your broadcast going.
Oh, that's why we're hearing it. Shut it off.
Well, how can I? You know, I wanted just to listen for a while.
You can't listen and call in at the same time. You can listen on the phone.
So what are you guys doing? Have you guys solved anything today?
Oh yeah, we're busy arguing like we always do. You know.
Hey, Adam.
And what would the show be like if we didn't argue?
I got a question for you.
Well, of course, that's the whole point.
Exactly.
But, you know.
But you see, Adam, I'm glad you're on because now he could argue with you. You're his brother.
No, I'm gonna ask you.
I'll just take a back seat.
I'm gonna ask Adam a question. Is Labor Day the end of the summer or just the unofficial end of the summer, Adam?
I mean, you're talking about from a calendar standpoint?
Yeah.
Well, no. From a calendar standpoint, we know what the answer is, Felix.
Well, that's what we're talking
Summer
about.
ends. Fall begins the 20th or 21st of September.
Exactly.
But
so this is the unofficial end of summer. Because
you know, Adam, when he has nothing to argue about, this is what goes on.
There you go.
You know?
Well, it's stimulating.
I don't know how stimulating it is. It's frustrating. but you lived with him, so what could I tell you? You know.
There you go.
You know.
So have you tried to solve any kind of world problem tonight?
Yeah, well, the beaches are unsafe because the lifeguards aren't working anymore. Swim at your own risk. If there's a big, heavy undertow, swim parallel to the shore. You know, I mean, these are important issues here. You know.
Well, they are, but you know that when you go down to the East Coast, the southern beaches, like in Virginia and North Carolina, in most places there are no lifeguards. Even fairly populated vacation spots.
Well, it's it really is dangerous. You're taking your life in your hands. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
So
I look well, I grew up in Brooklyn until I was about 11 or 12, 11. But I mean, we lived in Rockaway, which was right by the beach,
right.
and if you ever did any swimming, in September after Labor Day, it was always at your own risk.
Yeah, but look, what Adam is saying is down south. It's your.
I know what he's saying.
It's at your own risk all the time.
Yeah, I mean there are beaches like in Virginia Beach. You do have lifeguards. It's a fairly dense vacation spot, so you do have lifeguards there. And I don't know when they actually go off duty seasonally. I don't know if they might. I've never thought about it, but you go to over to North Carolina, further down, and some of those beaches probably do have lifeguards. Probably, I would say like Myrtle Beach is obviously a really large, dense tourist area. So I'm pretty sure they do have lifeguards there. But most of the other beaches,
probably Atlantic Beach has it. Because that's pretty big also.
Atlantic Beach, what, has lifeguards?
Yeah, I think so. By down in that's in North Carolina, right?
Right, but I don't remember. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think so. But
Yeah, they might. And up and down the Florida coast, I don't think there are lifeguards in most places. Maybe Daytona Beach, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Adam, what's your take on the Republican brouhaha? This circus.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Hey, by the way, Felix, is Nathan around?
Nathan, yeah, I think he's asleep already. No, he's
really?
not asleep. Well, yeah. I think I
What's
just
he been doing today?
I think I just woke him up, maybe.
What's he been doing today?
I think he went to his city, visit a friend of his.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's a pretty big circus, and the circus master is doing a good job.
You're talking obviously about the Donald.
Absolutely, yeah.
Master of the ring.
I tell you, it's amazing. Other candidates can have a press conference, and it's covered in like a 30-second or a 1-minute soundbite on the news. When he gives a press conference, all of the the 24/7 cable news programs break away from whatever they're doing and cover his press conference. This is all free airtime for him.
Right.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, he's just a interesting guy. I mean, he's just a very entertaining guy. I mean, that's his persona. He's always been pretty flamboyant, attention seeking, and
Well,
he's an entertaining businessman.
That's exactly right. One of the things that they said on one of the Sunday talk shows, interview shows, was they were talking about his response to Hewitt, in that radio interview that he did when he was asked about Soleimani and some of the other people in the Middle East.
Yeah. I saw bits of that.
And he said, well, the faces change. It's like you can't tell one person from the other without a scorecard, that by the time, a few months from now, the faces will change again,
Mm-hmm.
But one of the people on the panel happened to say, if he was in a boardroom at an executive meeting and somebody gave him an answer like that, he'd throw the guy out on his ass, if the person wasn't prepared.
Right.
So I mean,
true. That's true. But I think you he admits that he is not doesn't have the kind of international experience that you would expect of a president, and that's one of the reasons why he's not likely to get elected. Besides his, his other personal behavior. But what I do like about him is the fact that he forces discussion on certain topics that otherwise wouldn't come up.
Well, he was the one that started this whole thing about immigration.
Right.
And that's how it all started,
That's right. And he if he obviously was over the top when he said that kind of stuff. But what he really was talking about is illegal immigrants, and people just and he never said all immigrants. He just said illegal immigrants. And the media doesn't like even to talk about the word of illegal immigrants. It's undocumented, okay? It's illegal.
Right. You got to be politically correct.
And so he's not politically correct, and he's appealing to a lot of people that are frustrated with this political correctness.
Well,
on both sides of the party, both parties.
Well, it's just like he'll use the term anchor babies, okay, but then when Jeb Bush uses it, he gets called down on the carpet by the press. People are saying, well, isn't that a demeaning, derogatory expression? And then Bush, he's at a loss.
But the thing is, it's a fact. People do it, and it's not just Mexican people do it. The Mexican illegals are getting obviously the biggest rap because they're the majority of the illegals. But they're illegals coming from other countries as well.
It's very true.
A lot of Chinese
from Europe, and they come through Canada. There are quite a few illegals coming through the China and that whole.
Well, China, they have programs for the rich in China where they send them in pregnant women. They have the baby, and they send them back to China.
So it's a legitimate issue that needs to be addressed. Period. From a long-term perspective, this whole idea of giving anybody that has a baby in the United States, even if you're illegal, and you're giving him citizenship, and you gotta get rid of that.
Well, you need a congressional amendment because
there's some a lot. I didn't realize.
Well, they're trying to get around it by saying that when the 14th Amendment was originally passed, it was meant to protect the slaves who were now freed, okay?
Right.
That they're making them citizens, okay? But I still think you would probably need a congressional amendment to do that, And then, like you say, Jeb Bush got into trouble in California. He was down in Florida, but he mentioned California about the Asian immigrants in California who come over and have babies. I think he was taking issue with the fact that everybody's saying Mexicans.
Right, and I agree with that. It's not just Mexicans, although they're the largest segment.
It's not even Mexican. It's Central America. People from Central America, not just Mexicans. That whole area.
Absolutely, that's right. Hispanic. They're the largest. Obviously, they're right next door to us, so it's an easy path.
I love. What was it? Trump said. When he mentioned the fact that Ford closed a couple of plants and they moved them down to Mexico, he said, "Yeah, they're going to build the cars down there, and they're going to put the illegals in the car and have them drive it up to the United States."
Yeah.
Drive it through customs, through the border.
Save a lot of money. Save transportation costs. Yeah, that's true. Hello?
Well,
anyway.
Well, that's